the cobblestone streets of Veridia shimmered under the midday sun. But Amelia, a newcomer to the town, noticed something peculiar. The shadows seemed alive. They weren't just dark patches, they pulsed with an inner light, shifting and swirling like sentient beings. One, long and spindly, darted across the street, nearly tripping an old woman selling flowers. Another, short and stout, clung to a lamppost, its edges flickering with an almost mischievous grin. Amelia initially dismissed it as a trick of the light, the heat playing games with her vision. However, the more she observed, the more convinced she became that Veridia's shadows possessed personalities, even agendas. That evening, a particularly bold shadow, shaped like a grotesque bird, snatched a silver locket from a merchant's stall. It flitted away, leaving behind only a faint whisper of wind. The next morning, Amelia saw the same shadow, now perched on the town's highest spire, seemingly observing the town's inhabitants. It seemed to be studying the routines, the weaknesses, the habits of the people of Veridia. Was this mere coincidence, or was there a deeper plan at play? Intrigued, Amelia began researching the town's history. She discovered ancient legends of shadow beings, entities of darkness that once ruled Veridia. The legends spoke of a great shadow war, a struggle between light and darkness, which ended with the shadows banished to the fringes of society. But had they truly been vanquished or merely subdued? She met Silas, an elderly scholar known for his esoteric knowledge. He confirmed the legends, revealing that Veridia's shadows were not mere illusions but sentient beings, each with its own personality and motives. Some were benevolent, others malicious, and a few, Silas whispered, were terrifyingly powerful. He explained that the shadows were bound by a fragile pact, a delicate balance between light and darkness, which could easily be disrupted. Amelia learned that the shadows were divided into factions, each vying for power and influence. There was the Whisperwind clan, known for their stealth and cunning, the Gloomfang Syndicate, notorious for their brutality and thievery, and the Nightshade Coven, a mysterious group shrouded in secrecy. The silver locket theft, Silas suggested, was likely the work of the Gloomfang Syndicate, a brazen act meant to assert their dominance. Amelia realized the delicate situation, the precarious balance between the mundane world and this hidden realm. She found herself caught in the crossfire of a shadow war, a conflict she hadn't even known existed until a few days ago. She discovered that her own shadow, typically meek and unobtrusive, had started to display a stronger, more assertive personality. The shadows were becoming bolder, more assertive in their actions. Businesses were being sabotaged, valuable artifacts stolen, and even individuals were being targeted. Fear was gripping Veridia, and the townsfolk, unaware of the true nature of the threat, were becoming increasingly agitated. Amelia felt responsible. She was the only one who knew the truth, the only one who could potentially prevent a full-blown shadow war. She began to study the shadows, their movements, their patterns, their weaknesses. She learned to communicate with them, using subtle gestures, unspoken words, and shared intentions. She discovered that some shadows were sympathetic to her cause, willing to help her maintain the fragile peace. With a growing network of allies, both human and shadow, Amelia began to unravel the conspiracy behind the escalating violence. It was a complex web of deceit, betrayal, and ambition, leading her to a surprising antagonist. The figurehead of the Gloomfang Syndicate turned out to be a seemingly ordinary citizen, someone Amelia never suspected. The final confrontation was a battle of wills, a test of courage and strategy. Amelia, armed with her knowledge and allies, faced the shadow mastermind, resolving to restore peace to Veridia. The conflict ended not with violence but with understanding and cooperation. The shadows, despite their darker inclinations, were shown the value of coexisting with humans. The sun set on Veridia, casting long shadows across the cobblestone streets. But this time, Amelia saw not only darkness but also a hint of hope, a renewed sense of balance between the world of light and the world of shadows. Veridia was once again safe, its delicate peace maintained, and the shadows were no longer a source of fear but a part of the town's unique and intriguing identity. The shadows settled, the conflict resolved, and a new, fragile harmony settled over Veridia.